So AKS 20 is about solving. So you're trying to figure out what v is going to equal. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to factor this out. So that's going to give me v times v minus 5. Okay. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to multiply it in all of the numerators. So this will be 1 over v. I'm essentially going to rewrite the original problem. So I'm rewriting the original. And then I'm going to take v times v minus 5 and multiply it by everything. And when I do that, this cancels out. So I'm just going to rewrite 7v minus 56. These cancel out. So I'll rewrite this as 3v plus 12. And these v's will cancel out. But I'll rewrite this as v minus 5. Okay. So then I'm going to combine my like terms. So v plus 3v, that's going to give me 4v. Negative 5 plus 12 is going to give me 7. And over here, this is going to stay the same. I'm going to subtract 4v from both sides. That's going to give me 7 equals 3v minus 56. I'm going to add 56 to both sides. So that'll give me 63 equals 3v. Divide by 3 on both sides. V equals 21. All right, so on number 2, this is an awful noise. On number 2, what you're going to do is cross multiply. And again, you're trying to solve for v. So if you cross multiply, you're going to get 4 times 15 and 5 times x minus 5. So when I multiply that out, I'm going to get 60 equals 5x minus 25. And the way I got that is by distributing. I'm going to add 25 to both sides. And that's going to give me 85 equals 5x. I'm going to divide 5 on both sides. And x is going to equal 17. So someone asked, when would you cross multiply and when would you do the LCD? The LCD was this one, and this is just cross multiplying. So what you would do is if it's a fraction equaling a fraction, that's when you would cross multiply. If there's like an addition sign or a subtraction sign in between, then you would do the least common denominator. Yeah. All right, so on number 9, this is going to be one of those LCDs. Okay, so the least common denominator for this one is going to be n minus 8. So you're going to take n minus 8 and you're going to multiply by everything in the top. Okay, so what that's going to look like is if I rewrote this whole problem and I multiplied by n minus 8 in the top, you're going to see that things will cancel out. Like this n minus 8 right here and here. So that'll leave me with 7 over here. Right here, nothing will cancel out, so I'll just rewrite it. Over here, these will cancel out, and I'm left over with a 1. So now we're going to distribute that negative 1. So that's going to give me 1 minus n plus 8 equals 7. So 1 plus 8 is going to equal 9 minus n equals 7. And then I'm going to move my numbers on one side, letters on the other. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. That'll give me negative n equals negative 2. But that n isn't still by itself, so we're going to divide by a negative 1 on both sides. And so n will equal 2. Number 4 is going to be that cross multiplication. So you're going to take x minus 6 times 15, and then you're going to take 3 and multiply it by negative 2x minus 2. So when you do that, you're going to get 3 times negative 2x minus 2 equals 15 times x minus 6. Ooh, look at that handwriting. I'm going to distribute. Over here, distribute. This will give me 90.
Attention in the building.
Now we're trying to solve for x. So we're trying to get numbers on one side, letters on the other. So we're going to add 6 to both sides. That's going to give me negative 6x on this side equals 15x minus 84. And again, we're trying to get that x by itself. So we're going to subtract 15x from both sides. And that's going to give me negative 21x equals negative 84. All right, so we're going to divide by negative 21 on both sides. And so that's going to give me x equals 4. So on this one, you're going to cross multiply, but it's going to produce a quadratic. So with that being said, 15 times x plus 1, that's what we get if we multiply the reds. And x plus 7 times x plus 3 if we multiply the greens. So we're going to distribute. So 15 times x is going to give me 15x. 15 times 1 is going to give me 15. Over here, x times x is going to give me x squared. X times 3 is going to give me 3x. And 7 times x is going to give me 7x. 7 times 3 is going to give me 21.
Hey, where'd you get that?
What?
The times. Never mind. I should have.
So now we're going to simplify, right? So that's going to give us 15x plus 15 on this side equals x squared plus 10x plus 21. The reason why I got 10x is because I combined these two.
Oh, okay.
Now, what's different from this one to the other one is that we move everything to the other side because we want to be able to factor or use the quadratic equation. So we're going to subtract 15x from both sides. That'll give us 15 equals x squared minus 5x plus 21. And then we're going to subtract 15 from both sides. Again, we're trying to move everything to one side so that we are able to factor or use the quadratic formula. Okay?
This is not the simplest one. You can go down there more, right?
So we can factor this, right? Okay, so when we factor this, we're going to use the big X in the box if you need to. So AC is going to be 6, and my B is going to be negative 5. So what two numbers will make that happen? Negative 6 and 1. Ooh.
Can I
Nope.
reverse it? No, I can't.
Okay, so this will be, sorry, I misspoke. This will be negative 3 and negative 2.
Wait, how?
Because remember, you need to make this positive up at the top, and this has got to be negative at the bottom. Okay, so make sure that you pay attention to that. So when I write this out, I'm going to get x minus 2 times x minus 3. And remember, our goal is to solve, right? We want to solve. So we're going to set both of these equal to 0 and move those numbers to the other side. So x is going to equal 3 and 2. So we're going to cross multiply on this one as well. So you're going to multiply the green. So that's going to be 7 times 2x minus 2. And you're going to set that equal to everything in the red. So x minus 1 times 3x minus 1. So we're going to distribute. That's going to give me 14x minus 14 equals, over here we're going to multiply out. So x times 3x is going to give me 3x squared. X times negative 1 is going to give me negative x. Negative 1 times 3x is going to give me negative 3x. And negative 1 times negative 1 is going to give me positive 1. Our next step is going to be combine like terms, but we're going to rewrite this left-hand side. We're not going to mess with it yet. Over here, we can combine negative x and negative 3x. So that's going to give me 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. Then we want to move everything to the other side. Okay, so we're going to subtract 14x from both sides. It's fine. It sounds like, okay. All right, this is going to give us negative 14 equals 3x squared minus 18x plus 1. And we're still going to move all of that stuff to the other side. So we're going to add 14 to both sides. And that's going to give me 3x squared minus 18x plus 15. Okay, so remember our goal is to get everything to one side because we want that in that standard form so that we can factor. So now we're going to factor. So a times c is going to give me a times c, 45. Y'all can talk. Yep, I can talk. It's fine. All right. The b is going to be negative 18. So what two numbers will make that happen? Negative 3 and negative 15. Okay. Remember, we do have to use our box method on this one just because our a term is bigger than 1. So for the box, we're going to put our a term in the first box, our last term in the last box, and these two terms we just found, we're going to put them here and here with an x. So we're going to take that greatest common factor of the columns and rows. So for here, that's going to be 3x. For here, that's going to be negative 15. Here, that's going to be x. And here, that's going to be negative 1. So if I rewrote this, it would be x minus 1 times 3x minus 15. And remember, my goal is to solve. So we're going to put both of these parentheses equal to 0, and we're going to solve. If you do that, you're going to get x equals 1, and x also equals 5, because you would add 15 to both sides and divide by 3, right? Okay? So that would be my final answer, and I'm sorry that it's so crazy.